Welcome back, everybody. 8 o'clock on the 2nd of September. It's a Tuesday. So glad you could join me. Apollone says, here comes your 19th nervous breakdown. And Don Tommaso says, Careless Whisper with George Michael. Scuffed changing direction of the channel? No. We'll do a little bit of a history recap in a minute. But for now, I just want to welcome you all. It's another day. This is Scuff Deepak. I'm Drift Johnson. You're watching Latent Space Live. This is episode 236. And we're going to be taking a look at Careless Whisper 3.0. A lot of the time, I type badly on the stream, and I built a tool to help me with this problem I have of fat fingers. And although it comes with its own set of problems, it's actually pretty cool. So we made Careless Whisper a long time ago. The source is up on GitHub. Originally, I think it was written in Python. We moved to Electron, and eventually I ended up settling on .NET because it integrates with Windows nicely. Gordon is very much alive, says Dragon Diffusion. And hello, Full Dive. How are you doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you're watching live or if you're watching later, you can catch us all on Discord. The links are in the description, along with the Spotify link for the music that you're listening to. Even though it's on my radio station, it's all on Spotify. And we've got some new songs, stuff to talk about tonight. We're doing a lot of production stuff tonight, so it's all prompt engineering related. It's all AI open source, a little bit of API here and there, but yeah. So welcome back, everybody. So glad you could join me. Just to give it a little bit of a history recap now that we're getting into it. What the hell is Careless Whisper? Let's give you a little bit of context here. So if I say repo, can I just, yeah, that, Mushroom Fleet. And then we're going to say Mushroom Fleet, Careless. And it should. There's one there. Why won't it give me... Ah, there we go. 2 repos. There we go. So let's start at the beginning. Dream Making said, already tested the new PUSA model. I don't know what that is. You're going to have to give me some more info, Dream. Hello, Zeus. Welcome to the show. So... what's Careless Whisper? It's the title of the show tonight, so I've got to give you the juice. Basically, we vibe coded this, let's see, 8 months ago, and it was a Gradio, okay? A Gradio app, speech to text. If it was vibe coding, it was before vibe coding was vibe coding. So whatever you want to call it, it was an AI project to get PyTorch and all the rest. Nice. A little whisper project, okay? And the idea is that it would save the transcripts to text files like a dictation machine, but it would also just basically put whatever you said into the copy buffer. That's all. Nothing crazy. So you could hit a button and have a push-to-talk dictation system. So you push the button, you say thing, and it's in your paste buffer and saved to a file at the same time. That's what this first version was. But again, it was a Gradio, so you couldn't really, you had to actually start it up. Do you see what I mean? It didn't really work. It wasn't really integrated. Okay. Ferdicar, Battlecruiser operational and liked and subscribed. Dream Making says, asking because I've no idea. Should be a new text to video with image to video reference. Oh, to video. It's a video model, is it? Tested months ago, wasn't very good. New model might be better. I will say that there are lots of video models. It's a bit of a deluge right now. So because we cover that kind of stuff all the time, we're not really like getting away from it because I can't stay away from it for too long. But we're deliberately looking at sort of code generation and productivity apps. So that's going to be the bulk of it because I got a new app to announce. That's my main thing tonight. There are going to be a couple of other things that we're going to look at, so I don't want to scare you off. Feel free to ask about like little mini tutorials and whatnot, but I don't really know because the last time I looked up about new video models, there was about 10 new ones. Like almost every company that has a video model has made a new video model in the last week or so. And I'll be real, it's like, I'm just like the Sarah Connor in the Nuclear Blast, holding the fence, like, oh. Anyway, so let's take a little break from the rapture and have a look at Careless Whisper. So this is a project, like I said, I started 8 months ago. It was great, but it didn't really work very well because you had to actually open Gradio. So then we made version 2. And version 2 was written in TypeScript, HTML, and JavaScript with a little bit of C#. And I think this is .NET. Yeah, this is .NET. So hold F1, speak, release, paste. There it is, 100% local, which is kind of nice. And don't worry, I'm not going to go 100% open router. I just like the ability to easily interface with advanced LLMs, and that can open up new pathways as well. But the point is, this is the current release. You just download the exe, and boom, you've got the app. Obviously, it does download Whisper for the first time, and you can choose to have the tiny model if you want. It should be tiny by default, because to be honest, it's like it gets pretty big, and there's not much difference. But anyway, requires .NET 8, and there is a standalone version, I think. Anyway, I forget now. There was probably like a resource log. What did I do here? No, not. Here we go. Initial release. So downloads Whisper on first time. It's about 150 meg, and the app is 60. So it's not bad. That's not bad. But like I said, you'll often see me using it all over the place. So for example, I might say, I'll open up a chat. I'll go to here and I'll say, enter a prompt for something which I can come up with off the top of my head, which I couldn't really remember. And it's going to take a second to do it, and then I can paste. That's not it. That's still not it. Don't tell me, oh yeah, I closed it. And it would have pasted what I just said. You'll see me do it on the stream a lot. It saves me a lot of time. But I want to make it better. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Careless Whisper V3. I know it says V2 right now, but I built it on top of V2, so don't worry about that. This is actually version 3. If we take a look at the README, we all love READMEs. Make it bigger, make it bigger, make it bigger. Get rid of the files. Less terminal. There we go. So, dual mode voice to text and AI assistant for Windows. Silent system tray interface built in .NET. Transform your voice into text instantly, or with a different hotkey, new hotkey, get AI powered responses with simple hotkeys. No windows, no interruptions, just speak and get results. And it goes straight into your copy buffer. Anyway, the plot thickens. So F1, which I actually have mapped to Shift F1 on my other keyboard, is speech to text. Shift F2 is speech prompt to AI. At the moment, you can't change it. For some reason, it didn't give me a hotkey customization for the new key, which is hilarious because the amount of work. Oh my god. I'm expecting it to break, which is going to be fun. So it has the Open Router API, so it's actually 300 plus cutting edge models. I have exposed the system prompt, so you can put in like a custom agent like the ones that I write and distribute, which I'll be making as well. Because I actually have an agent. What was his name? He had like a silly name that was basically Terry. We can put Terry's brain inside here. Secretary. Anyway. Local speech processing. Whisper runs entirely on your machine, but encrypted API. So, okay, cool. That's cool, but whatever. Oh, really? Okay, cool. That's the key management. Oh dear. Oh dear. I hope that doesn't break. Anyway, it goes in the system tray, so it doesn't really have a UI. You just open it up near the clock, you know, with apps down there, system tray. People have forgotten about the system tray, I feel sometimes. And then audio notifications. That was something I added. Do you know what's funny? The adding of the Open Router took like 20 minutes, and then it took an hour to do the, you know, making it go bing when it was done. Which is just funny to me. That's like saying, well, it took us 3 months to invent the microwave and 6 years to make it go bing when the time is done. Which is kind of just funny to me how that's just how development can be. The last 5% took like 20 times more than everything else, and it was like totally mundane. But hopefully it doesn't, hopefully it works, right? The idea is that you have zero interruption, no messy UI, no alt tabbing between things. It's just there all the time with a hotkey which you can just access, and then it just inobtrusively fills your paste buffer, and that means you can work with anything. Do you know what I mean? Anything that's on the desktop you can paste into, so it's much more dynamic. I will be making a version 4 which is going to have an Olama interface, which is why I'm trying to get, I just got intern VLM on my laptop, because it's now, the new version 3.5 is now under 4GB, so that means it's in the laptop leagues. Anything under 4GB is in the laptop leagues in my book, because I know you can get more than 4GB, but even like a work laptop nowadays, you'd expect a good one, you know. Anyway, moving on. So we haven't actually built the EXE yet. This is he's imagining the future here. So everything is correct, but we're kind of sitting at a point just before the present. So we have to make it there. We're nearly there though, I think. For the audio notification, the idea is you can turn it on or off, so you don't have to have it. We didn't have it before. And so you can use your own custom file to let you know that it's done. Because the thing is, with Whisper, it's pretty quick. Even if you said a lot of stuff, it's pretty quick, like a few seconds. So you didn't really need it, because you'd paste and it wasn't there, you'd paste and it was there. So you didn't really need it. But I think with the open router stuff, there may be an amount of time for it to actually come back. So that's why a notification becomes more essential. Apolloni says, are we going to need an API for this version? As I don't use them at all, I use LM Studio, not OpenRouter. Well, maybe at the moment we're getting it ready for the LLM stuff, but I've already got other pieces of software I've written which I've taken the same route. So I get it ready with OpenRouter, make it support all the big models, and then as soon as that's stable, I've got another prompt basically which I can bring in with some artifacts to teach it how to do Olama, right? Now I think the LM Studio has an Olama option, am I right? When you go into providers, you'll have to tell me, Apolloni, I'll give you a bit to respond. I think LM Studio has an has an Olama option, and if it does, then I hope you'd be able to pick that. If not, maybe we'll look at making an LM Studio support option, because all it is adding more providers to the app. You see, the app doesn't actually change itself, hopefully. Sometimes there are technical problems which cause that to not work, but usually that's the case. Anyway, let's see how broken it is. We've talked enough. Anything LM hooks up to LM Studio, does heaps of stuff. Because I haven't used LM Studio for a while. If I recall correctly, it does use Olama as an option, and if it does, then that's the way I would do it, because it's like I'm trying to find a nice and easy way to give you the option of doing either API to Sonnet and OpenAI, or you can keep it entirely local. But anyway, so how are we doing? Oh, it's running, guys. Let's bring it over. It says V2 on it still, don't worry about that. Okay, so we've got our thing. Let's open it up. I'm going to have to give it an API key real quick. Give it a sec. I should probably just test the normal function of it first. The funny thing is, it's actually broken on my laptop because something went wrong when it tried to download Whisper. I think I broke some DLL by accident, but that's my fault. Keys, new key, careless dev, careless dev, love it. Copy that, put that in, test it. API key is valid. Okay, we're back. Let's refresh models. Well, that doesn't work, so we've immediately got one bug. No models. So API key is valid, but can't choose a model. I didn't pick a default one, that was my bad. I should have picked a default one so we could at least test it. But let's move on to something else. Audio, right, hang on. Audacity. Do you have the audacity to just do this? Oh, get out of the way. Bing. It didn't work. It looks like I don't have the audacity to do this either. Do I have to actually... Right, close it. Do I have to actually, like... I don't recall having to do this. Ah, there it is. My cable wasn't fully secured, guys. It's socketed now, so keep it in there, right? Bing. Okay. And I will get rid of that, and I will get rid of that, and that. Can't play it back. Bing. Oh, it's a Bing. All right, cool. Export it all as Bing WAV. Where did you export it? Somewhere silly, I bet. Oh, no, it's okay. It's in. I take it back. Kill that. Don't care. Right. Browse. We're going to go download. We're going to go Bing. We're going to test it. Bing. Good. Okay, so when I try and do the thing, it's going to Bing. And I can, you know, obviously do the thing. There we go. Save that. Save it. Let's get back in there. So we've got audio notifications. Oh. Does it look like it didn't save? Okay. Audio, path, not save. No, you never know. This is what I love the development. So open router. At least it saved the key there. Still no models though, so that's okay. Whisper. We've got tiny. Audio. We've detected the mic. Hotkeys, we can only choose the primary hotkey. Okay, so yeah, second hotkey missing. Hotkey missing from what? It's literally called the hotkeys tab. And then general. Dark theme. Look at that dark theme, guys. Oh, it's so dark. I'm not even gonna try and fix that right now. Okay, sure, it's not the dark theme. Save audio files. No, we do want the logging. Retention period. Wow. Okay, so it's got like a inbuilt thing to delete stuff. I suppose that's kind of handy. Probably want to address giving it an unlimited mode, but I'll leave this whole tab for later. Starts with Windows, which is nice, so I'll save that. So let's test number one first. So get my prompt up here. Testing 1 2 3. If it doesn't work, I'll be cheesed because it means it actually broke the app. Oh good. Testing 1 2 3. That works. So now let's do Shift F2. Oh, you can't because you can't set the provider. Watch it do errors now. Where is the log for this? It's here. Okay, we should get some breakages now. Alright. I'm wanting you to tell me the capital of France. Nothing happened. That's not good. That's not good. Where'd it go? Transcription history. Wow, look at this. It's got a... I've never seen this before. Where did this come from? It has a transcription history which is empty. It's good, isn't it? Wow. It's so advanced. No idea. I don't think that works. Alright, cool. Never seen that before. Settings. Yeah, there we go. So that's the settings. So, couple of problems. Probably kill the app. So it does work, but only for its primary function. The new function, it's not working. Alright, so I think we'll start off with, if I can't pick a model, you know, I can't even test it. So I'm not bothered about the binding of the key or anything like that. So we're just going to start there. Oh, also today we're going to be doing something cool. We're using Claude Sonnet 4 for the planning, and we're using Sonnet 4 1 million for the act. Do you know, I think I might just use 1 million on both sides. Yeah, let's just do 1 million because I don't want to confuse it. So we're going to do 1 million on the plan and act. I don't know how long that's been out, but it asked me today, do you want to use it? So maybe it was today. Who knows? But there's a Claude Sonnet 4 1 million context window option now. So that's nice. Right. So it's like 5 times what you would normally expect to be able to handle with Claude. So let's just hope he didn't cheat and do skim reading like Gemini. Okay. Oh. Apolloni responds, I'm not 100% sure, but I can download any LLM that's available through LM Studio or Hugging Face, so it's surely compatible somehow. Okay, so if you download your own models through LLM Studio, it's probably got its own model thing. So maybe I just need to look at providing an LM Studio option. Yeah, that might work. We'll have to, I'm going to write that down. Look into LM Studio. Because I've heard good things about it. You're not the only one bringing that up. Alright. Anyway, so let's just start off with... Because the thing is, I was hoping this would just work. Because really, I want to look at replacing Whisper entirely with a more modern speech-to-text model. Because there are, Whisper's getting pretty old now. It's good, but, there's newer ones. And they're potentially more lightweight, easier to install, wider support, easy, you know what I mean? So it's possible that Careless Whisper might become Careless something else in future. But the basic idea is really simple. I mean, I would like to say that, sort of like future plans are like, draw a box on the screen and it will screen grab the image and put that into what you said, this sort of stuff. So I want to create more like inobtrusive ways of interacting with models, so you don't have to be like cutting off the flow of what you're doing to get your answer. Like say you're doing some work in whatever application and you just need a quick couple of examples of a thing, you can just have it put them in the paste buffer. So it's quite nice. You don't have to like mess about, because you're ultimately probably going to be copy pasting anyway. So I thought, why not just put the AI in the copy paste buffer in the first place? And that's basically what this app does. So it's more like careless than careless. Anyway, let's see if we can sort out the models in the open router section. So I think I've closed the app. Yeah, I have. When we test the current version, we enter our API key into the settings menu and press refresh, but we do not see any models in the list. We can investigate. Hell yeah, we can investigate. Let's go. It's the most powerful expression I've ever come up with. We can investigate. He just does it. So let's go. 1 million context window. Impress me. We're probably not even going to need that much. Let's just make a note of this somewhere. Wait, what? Yeah, come on. Open sesame. Sesame. And we can talk about a whole bunch of other cool stuff while it's doing this as well. We don't need to watch it. Even though I do think that watching it code, you can actually learn a lot about code but production more than the language. See, so many people learn the language and they become developers, but an engineer needs to understand everything that is required to run the code. But then a producer or director would have to know all of those moving parts coming together. And so more and more I feel more like the producer, whether it be in a recording booth telling the band what to do, or on a video set telling the actors and what the set design needs to be. Do you know what I mean? I find myself more taking on the role of a producer or an executive who's taking the decisions on what I want to see and then basically making them do it again until it's right. And breaking it up into sections. It's more like being a producer, in my opinion, or a director to a certain degree. But the problem is you have to fully describe and define everything down to the most infinitesimal detail, which is why it's more than just that, actually. It's like a combination of the School of Art and Design with the schools of production, which sounds like the same thing. So let's have a look at what he thinks has gone wrong first. The problem in the workflow between entering the API key storage, hasn't been saved yet. Tries to get it, but it only gets saved when the user clicks save or test. Huh? I'm pretty sure it did, but... Sure, let's just let him go ahead and get on with it, right? That's my policy. Trust the process. I already know it works. It's not flawless, but it is reliable. So I just let him get on with it. And while he's doing that, we can take a look at some other stuff. LM Studio operates like a port like Olama does. You just need to hook that up. Yeah, there is going to be a little bit of code required, but it's just a markup document that probably LM Studio provide on their website. That's what I find nowadays. Most companies are getting smart and they're providing the snippet that is required for an LLM to come in and just integrate whatever their product or service is with your app. You see it a lot now on web pages. There'll be, JSON TypeScript. It's for developers, right? But it's interestingly formatted for LLMs. So, yeah, I've got like 4 documents which I use, which I took from the OpenRouter wiki, like getting started with the API. Just bring all of that information with you and say, hey, add this. So if it's not sure, it can just read the documents and it knows what to do. Oh, .NET build. Oh, what? This folder contains more than one project. Or what the hell is he doing? Just do the thing. It's compiling. It's 13 warnings. I'll take it. Is my app open? Not yet. Wait. What? Oh, that was just a build. Okay. So what's he doing? Oh, he's just doing stuff. So again, he's a bit of a troll. He'll act like he's finished and then he'll keep going. Right. Let's take a look at... We already looked at Giant. We did some stuff with the writer's room. We're going to be taking a look at a little bit of that sort of towards the end of the show. Mostly to show how we can set up the narrative bucket, the component pieces that, putting everything together. But I'm going to talk about Ascension, Crone, and Scar Journey. Yeah, and we got a new thing here which kind of introduces what we're doing. Is it this one? Yeah. Wait, it's not there. Where did I put it? Did I put it somewhere else? Huh. Okay, maybe I didn't release it yet. Good times. Anyway. There's too much stuff going on. These are the 3 albums that I was working on with the lyric generator. Okay? Just to give you the breakdown, they were done in this order. So Scar Journey was done first. So these are songs which have been generated to a style that's picked by me, and then we've generated them until I think they sound good. It's like pretty simple process. We've looked at Udio before in the past, but then what I'm doing is I'm using the style sample to generate a song with lyrics, and then when I get one that sounds good, I take those lyrics and I take that song, I use the song as a style reference, so it actually gets the singer. So I will admit, the vocal singing, it does wander about. It's not like 100%, but it is very close. You know, it's very close, right? It's close enough, I think. You guys can be the judge of it. It's the first album I've done with singing, right? But this one is ska punk rock. And what's happening is there's this guy, and he's having a metaphysical journey from like a breakup to finding himself. And I didn't write all the words. We did it with my lyrics generator agent, which we were looking at yesterday. So it's to show that once we have a song, what I did was I used the Wizard of Oz for the structure of the album, and then let it dynamically choose where the track I had goes in that album. Okay, and then write the lyrics for all of the tracks, and then I just put the new lyrics into Udio with the style of the first one, so you've got the singer locked in, and then that gives you the ability to stay in the same style with the same singer, and then you, like I said, it's a narrative journey. It uses the same idea as narrative inversion, where it's inverting. So we take the song we made and we go, okay, well, this is a story about this, fit that in somewhere on that arc, and then create the other songs so that when you listen to them in order, it tells the story from start to finish. So it's going to make a couple after, a couple before, you know. So that's what we've done. It's the same exact process as Narrative Spittoon, just for writing lyrics. The actual agentic programming of the lyrics and stuff, it's fully customizable if you get the full system, and if you use the distilled system, you just have to use that as a template and like mutate it. I've done a bunch of stuff. The one I was going to show you was an Udio agent, so it's like an agent which is like aware of the Udio tags. So when it gives you the output, they're like, because there's a bunch of extra tags you can use with Udio, and it makes the songs a little bit more interesting. But I didn't use that for this first album because I didn't even know about them. I'd never even read the tooltip. I've made hundreds of songs with that thing. I've never read the tooltip until now, which is kind of funny. Anyway, so that's the ska journey. Again, based on the Wizard of Oz, but it doesn't have any references to the Wizard of Oz. It's the structure as a metaphor, or it's more about a guy. I mean, at one point he's in like a self-help group in one of the songs, and you wouldn't be able to tell because it's all in like ska punk. But if you listen to the words, there's actually like a crazy story about this guy who seems to be depressed, I guess, and then he gets over it, which is kind of cool. But it was all inferred from the agent programming that I came up with. So anyway, that was cool. And then I thought, well, this could have been a fluke. It was pretty good, but it could have been a fluke. So let's do it again, but in a different genre this time. And so I went from ska punk to new metal. And I want to show you what we did as well, because it's kind of fun what we actually did here. Where is it? The Crone framework. So what's the Crone framework? No, it's not what happens when you get bitten by a bug. It's a different type of crone. It's a combination of System of a Down and Korn. System of a Crown? Anyway, so what we did was does it even mention who it came from? Yeah, okay. Has it not actually named them? Oh, wow. Because it's like, remember the game, say Geiger without saying Geiger? Describe Geiger without saying Geiger. Yeah? It's a bit like the same game. I was like, describe Korn, the lead singer of Korn and the lead singer of System of a Down, but without saying their names or making a reference to any track or album they've made or any lyric they've written. So purely structure and cadence and the occasional theme. So it's like trying to simulate the same influences rather than just wholesale copying something. Trying to understand where it's coming from and then try to fine-tune that. Anyway, so go to the source and mix your sources yourself. That's what I've done. So 2 dominant new vocal paradigms. That's the closest it's going to let you know, is it? I'm surprised he hasn't given a credit somewhere, but it's not like I asked for it. We did deep research on the song structure and the song design. But as you can see, the AI is able to break it down into quite interesting memetics, I guess you could say. Right? Look at this. It's actually crazy. The stuff it came up with, you're like, yeah, okay. So here you go. Atmospheric introduction, tension build, explosive release, introspective valley, secondary climax, resolution transformation. And for this one, we used Dante's Inferno. So what we've done is we've done the exact same trick that we used before with the Wizard of Oz, but this time with Dante's Inferno, which is a story about a guy who gets a visit from an archangel who takes him on a guided tour of the 7 layers of hell. However, I played a game where he's not allowed to actually mention anything from that. So there's no hell references. So then it just becomes a metaphysical spiral. Okay? And that's probably what the album's going to be called, Spiral. Be a nice follow-up to my Failure album that just came out. But anyway, as you can see, we have offbeat, emphasis, polyrhythmic. Let's keep going. Emotional expression, measured methodology, vocal processing. It's all kind of crazy. It's very good, very good. I like it anyway. So, like I said, we used this. Let's see if we can get to the bottom. Does it mention the names? Didn't mention the names. Synthesis methodology for creating original new metal compositions that honor the innovative spirit. You have to tell him to try and be a little bit less wordy in your prompt with this agent, because he will try to write like ballads and stuff. But you can tell him to be super short and even apply the seductive to on top of this. But anyway, I want to go on. Mimetic systems, indeed, Fernicar. Indeed. That's what we're trying to do. So anyway, this was fun and it worked. Some of it was a little bit like, whoa, man, what are you singing about? But remember, the AI wrote it based on a story which is basically a metaphysical journey to the depths of hell. So it's going to be saying some weird stuff, and I'm okay with that. I can't remember what it was actually about now. But anyway, it doesn't matter, because we moved on. Because I was like, listen, making it twice could still be a luck. It could still be luck. So I thought, right, we'll make it 3 shots, okay? And we did the Ascension album. And the Ascension album is, of course, based on an extraction of Dante's Paradiso, which is basically the sequel where he goes to heaven. Kind of cool, right? Anyway, it was basically Star Wars for the Middle Ages. Anyway, it's all, you know. Anyway, Paradiso. Apparently there's 9, is there 9 layers of heaven? 7 layers of hell? 9? I can't remember what the lore is. It's pretty good lore. But remember, we're playing a game where he's copying the structure and the cadence without the substance. We've done this on here for months and months and months. We've been doing it forever. But what it means is I get to take the essence of the structure without taking any of their actual content. So it's not stealing anything about the journey to heaven, but it's using the same beats to inspire the song and the themes. Yeah. It's like poetry, they rhyme. I think that's what George Lucas said. So if we just take a look at the Ascension album plan, I'll give you a little look-see here. So this is a woman's journey through 9 layers of awakening, from earthly desire through transcendence. Each track represents a sphere of experience, building from physical awareness to ultimate unity. In other words, that's the journey to the top level of heaven, you know what I mean? Inspired by the structural ascension concept, but entirely original content, focusing on sensual and spiritual awakening through electronic dance music. Haha, yeah, that's right. We did acid house. Dante's Inferno is updating comfy. Haha, yeah, that's right. It's also known as the Divine Comedy, which seems like it should be an anagram for something comfy related. But yeah, if we have a look at this track progression, awake, gravity. So you can even see, look at it, gravity, theme, magnetic pull towards transformation, layer, moon, emotional attraction, narrative, feeling drawn by forces beyond control, pull of something greater, someone calling, surrendering to the magnetic force that will guide the journey. So while the lyrics are extremely seductive and full of double entendres, that's all part of my programming. It's all part of the programming, guys. Like words where it's leading to something that could be spicy but actually isn't, or saying things which actually, when in context of the full work, don't mean what they sound like on the face. Teasing. She's a tease. Okay? And as she goes through her journey, it's a bit crazy. So it started off with Rush, which I think... Did I release Rush? I released Playing Games With My Heart from the Scar album, and I released Lost from the new metal album, and then I did Hell Yes to show this is the markup look for audio. If you can't see it, it's brackets, spoken word. Is this thing on? Announcer, welcome back. Pre-hook, yes. Hook, hell yes. Sample, gunshot, drop, boom, choir, ah, yeah. And it does exactly that over the 30 seconds. It's like, it's perfect. It follows it perfectly. And in the style that I gave it to clone, you know, so with the singer's voice, with the right instruments and everything for the whatever fake band this is, you know what I mean? So, little bit of background. Everything I just said. Just explaining about, you know, Wizard of Oz, Dante's Inferno, Dante's Paradiso. I like the idea of taking old stuff that's not related to music and then translating it, like I'm taking French and putting it into Chinese. So it's like going beyond simple language translation and translating abstract concepts as shapes and colors. And then what comes out the other end, you know, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but if I like it, I publish it. So that's pretty much what I do. And I'll be honest, a lot of it just comes out nice. Like, I don't know. It depends on what the lyrics are. It depends on what the style of music is. But generally speaking, the hit rate is good. You know, I'm not like sat there generating 10 songs and then finding a good one and having to patch it up. Usually it's more like 50-50 that this will be the one I need and then I can move on to the next track. So I was actually quite surprised. And here's the other thing as well. We can export the stems. So we can take the vocals separately. I'm probably not going to do that for these 3 albums. I'm thinking we'll do like a little tutorial and we'll show like generating the song. We'll optimize the prompt, make the song, get that song, generate lyrics, make the lyrics, get the good voice. And then you basically, that's where it is. You're now locked in, right? And I'm thinking once that song is actually made, we take it into FL and we actually do it properly, because we'll have the vocals on a separate stem to the other instruments. So as long as it's not crappily done, like the splitting, you should be able to do like a much more involved production in FL. Because, you know, just by applying different effects to different instruments and tweaking it, it will be better. You don't even really have to actually add or remove anything. It's just like even having a different vocal processor doing the voice than the instruments, rather than doing the whole thing at once, is going to improve the audio, because it's just like levels of, again, these are levels of recursion. Like if you're an artist and you work in FL for a long time, you probably go even deeper than that, because that's the specialization. Got a lot of respect for that as well. It's super hard to learn all those programs. There's so many options. But anyway, we've done all this. Good times. So yeah, that's what I've been working on mostly. So let's have a look at this then. Is he working again? Are we back up and running? Oh no, oh, he's going to build it again. Come on then. Let's see if we can get an open router list. I want a list of models. It's cost, I've spent $8 so far. So whatever price you see in the top, it's actually $8 on top of whatever we are currently spending here. Just to give you an idea of how much this big upgrade actually costs. It's a pretty big upgrade as well, to be honest. So let's have a look. Do we... Network error, huh? Oh... It says network error now. That's weird. Okay, well. Put it in plan so it doesn't run off thinking it works. Exit it again. Okay. When we app, we see the API key is accepted. However, there is a no internet connection related error displayed. We do have active internet. And the model list is empty. Man, I miss having my because we're developing this tool, I can't run the old version, and man, I miss it already. But if we can make it better, it's a small price to pay. It's funny, I've been getting used to not typing. I've actually got like a transcription tools MCP as well, so we could have it like check and fix the transcription as well. I might just put that logic into the system prompt though, so there's no need to do load of code. So let's see, what have you got for me, Claude? Corporate firewall, SSL. Some network block requests without proper user. Oh god, here we go. We're not ready for the encrapping yet, guys. All right, do you know what? You just go ahead and do that, my friend. You just go ahead and do that. That'll be fine. Good times. So then, let's have a little talk about the... Does it still not have a dark mode? Does Olama still not have a dark mode? Surely it has a dark mode now. Nope. Isn't that bizarre? Alright, so I was going to bring it onto the screen, but I don't like bringing giant white squares onto the screen these days. We'll make it small. It'll still white out the whole universe, but we'll try it. Ready, guys? Are you ready? Put your sunglasses on. Oh. My eyes. Anyway, introducing Intern VL 3.5, a multimodal model that significantly advances versatility, reasoning capability, and inference efficiency across the Intern VL series. We have the 8 billion version and the 4 billion version. The 4 billion version is 3.4 gigabytes. I've got it on my laptop. It's nice. I asked it to tell me a joke. I said, wake up, wake up. I asked it, tell me a joke about grapes. And it said, why did the grape get promoted at work? Because it was outstanding in its field. Do you know what? And it gave an emoji of a grape and a business and a briefcase. Now, I'm not being funny. That's not bad for a VLM, because my understanding is this is a visual model. So we should be able to pipe images to it and do captioning work and all sorts of enhancement jobs. Now, obviously, you can't actually see. I'm on my laptop at the moment, but that's the 4 billion model. I think I've already got the bigger one over on the other side, but I'm trying not to interrupt Claude. He's doing a good job. Oh, Claude. And to be honest, it's not much to look at. I just use the command line, you know. But I'm just gonna say, give me a rundown on your abilities. Let's see if he can do it. So I've always liked that idea with LLMs. You don't, as long as you can run it, you don't really need documentation. You can get him to generate his own documentation. So you don't even, you know what I mean? It's kind of interesting paradigm shift, because normally it's like, I guess you still need documentation to get it up and running, but because they all use a similar pipeline, a similar layout, you can pretty much just throw stuff in there and hope for the best. You know, it's not like you need a magic config anymore. That they got rid of that early on. Hang on. Although you can still do the config. Sometimes that's a good idea. You can expose options which aren't normally there. A good example is, what is it called? Is it models? I can't remember if it's a JSON now. It's been so long since I've used it. So anyway, he said to me, certainly, here's an overview of my abilities. So we're talking about intern VL 3.5, 4 billion. And he said, I can provide information and answer questions on a wide range of topics, including science, history, technology, and more. Conversational engagement. I'm designed to engage in meaningful conversation, offer suggestion, assist with various tasks, brainstorming ideas, discussing different subjects. Creative writing. I can help you generate creative content, stories, poems, jokes, enhancing creativity and entertainment. Language translation. While my primary language is English, I can assist with basic translation between English and other languages to some extent. Mathematical assistance. I can help solve mathematical problems step by step, providing explanations and solutions for various types of math questions. Learning support. I can offer explanations, summaries, and educational resources to support learning in different subjects. Entertainment. Beyond jokes, I can provide interesting facts, trivia, and fun content to keep you entertained. Recommendations. I can suggest books, movies, recipes, and more based on your preferences or interests. Emotional support. While not a substitute for professional advice, I can offer general emotional support and encouragement in various situations. And finally, technical assistance. I can troubleshoot basic technical issues and provide guidance on using technology. Okay, let's ask him the big question. Okay. Someone told me to press Control Alt Delete twice in rapid succession to speed up Windows. Is this a good idea? Okay. Dragon says, I'm enjoying the intern models and the Quen VL uncensored. I think it's the obliterated version. Are you using obliterated or are you using the unsloth? Which method of uncensoring are you using for that one? What's this? Dragon said, you're going to have to simplify this. You're using references that I have absolutely no idea what they mean or who these people are. Huh? Sorry, bud. Maybe we'll do a little thing on what it is. Obliterated. You're using obliterated. Okay. I missed that comment that he said up there. And Zeus said, I don't remember, but one artist said, everything is a remix. Well, it's true that in a world where most things have already been created or done, you have to either improve or combine something that already exists. That's usually the best way. Fernicar says, not a substitute for a professional. Come on, we all know it outperforms in several domains versus professional. Yeah, I know. They say that, I think, as a bit of a disclaimer. So, what's his answer? No. Pressing Control-Alt-Delete in twice is not a good idea because it will disrupt system stability and potentially cause crashes or freezes. Wow, it's dangerous to do that. The sequence of keys is often used as part of a certain security exploit to bypass authentication mechanisms. Engaging with this will expose your... Wow, if I press Control-Alt-Delete twice, I'm going to get malware. This is amazing. Hang on, I'm learning more and more every day. The Windows operating system has various built-in features designed to optimize performance, such as background processes and power management. Tampering with these can lead to unpredictable behavior and decreased performance. Wow. This is going to cause frustration and confusion for both the user and other users who might use the computer. Okay, so if you're experiencing slow performance, it's recommended that... Oh, this is going to be good. Like, so far, it's just given me ultimate doom and... it's just given me a doom scare about Control-Alt-Delete. It should have said, someone's joking around with you, Is it leaking with exploits? Well, it's hinting that there are exploits, but come on, man. This is paranoia. But yeah, ensure your operating system and software is up to date. Generic. Run cleanup and disk defrag. Come on, guys. Do you really think defrag is actually something worth doing in 2025? Do you know how big your hard drive is compared to what they was back when the defrag was written? Like, how big were hard drives? It's funny. Check for malware. Oh, close unnecessary programs and adjust your performance settings in power saving. Yeah, that's how. Do you want to know how you want to make your computer go faster? You want to go into the power saving options, bro. I love it. It's great. If you suspect malware, it's advisable to call me. That's right. Call me. But the thing is, besides all of that, that's interesting. Wow, that's going to make so much money for IT engineers because everyone's going to be super paranoid. Oh, hang on a minute. I need to find out something else. Okay. I am getting errors whenever I try to download a file. What should I do? Okay, I want to know what he's going to tell me. Is he going to say, you're probably getting viruses? Wait, clearing the browser cache. Check your internet connection. Check the browser cache. Try a different browser. Check file size. Make sure it's not too big. What? What are we on? Dial-up? This was trained on super old advice. Disable your firewall and your antivirus. Wait. Did it just say disable the antivirus to download the file? It did. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Oh my god, it's telling me to download BitTorrent. That's amazing. Oh, right. I'm going to tell him now what happened next. Come on. Unplug your router. Clear your browser cache. Try a different browser. Check your internet speed. Follow these steps and you will be able to... Okay. I tried all those steps and I still get errors. And now I can't even copy a single file. Copy a single file on my computer. Nice and vague. Hang on. Also, I have a virus from a fake uTorrent. Now, what do I do? Oh, this is great. This is like ask ChatGPT what to do with your car, and he's like, first, pour sugar in the fuel system. Second, apply grease to the steering wheel and brake pedal. Now start her up. How are we doing on the Careless Whisper side? So this is a funny thing. So what's he told me to do? Isolate your system. Disconnect it from the internet immediately. Run a full malware scan with Avast or Norton. Oh boy. This is so silly. Boot into safe mode. So how do you do that? You press F8. No, you don't. You hold shift and click restart. You know, you go to start menu. Yeah, it's TikTok advice. Yeah, this is the best. So you click on the start menu, and where it says restart, you hold shift and you click restart, and you don't let go of shift until it restarts. That's how you go into the safe mode now. That's like F8. What? Oh my god, it's actually telling me. Okay, guys. All right. Go into the system prompt. SFC scan now is a pretty safe command, but I wouldn't want anyone to go get this far. Run it as an administrator in safe mode. Let's go. specific software is causing issues. Try installing it. Doesn't mention what it is. Restore from backup with Time Machine on macOS. Okay. I'm just going to download Time Machine from the Windows Store. I'll be right back. Seek professional help. If you're unable to resolve the issue on your own, consider hiring me. Yes, that's right. That's where you ultimately end up. You ultimately end up hiring a local professional to come and get you out of the mud. I show up with a tow rope, proverbially, and yank it out and say, don't go down there again. Yeah, so unplug your Ethernet cable, install and run a reputable antivirus. Use the appropriate method to boot into safe mode, and then run scan now. And I'll say, but my hard drive was full the whole time. Yep. He never checked, did he? He never checked. My hard drive was full the whole time. So are we running the app yet? Nope. Are we running the app yet? Nope. Build succeeded. Okay. Yeah, I was trolling him a little bit. Poor guy. He's trying his best to help me. And he's actually giving advice on how to try and clean up my machine of like duplicates and junk files and everything. He's actually giving pretty good advice now, but I wouldn't ask him to help me set up my Apache LAMP stack for my Linux environment. I wouldn't ask him to help me with anything like that. But that doesn't mean he's useless, because a lot of them can't do that. This is a laptop league LLM, so it's not like, you know, it's not ChatGPT at the end of the day. So let's give this one a run. Oh, the new app is here. Let's see if it's still broken. Refresh. Diagnose connection. Authentication required false. Open router should be accessible, it says. Okay, so now it works, does it? An error. Oh, wait, did they appear then? Huh? It's sending me round in circles. Why does it even need that? I've never seen that before. It must be a Microsoft thing. Okay, well, we'll get there. But until then, it's coffee time. Love it. Coffee pot, that's criminal. Anyway. Yes, it does indeed look like legit TikTok advice. Control F5 replaces cache clear. Good times. Ask if you should enjoy an app a friend has called... Yes, interesting. AI cloud platform telling you to clear your cache every time something goes wrong. Yeah, indeed. The trick to unplug the hard disk, change the system file sticky key with admin console command. Yeah, well. We could go into that, couldn't we? Good times. So, let's see. Should I buy Bitcoin? The price is now over $100,000 notes. Alright, dollary dues. Alright. hope you all got yourselves a drink. We're back. So, test passed. Diagnosis passed. Models 0. So into plan so he doesn't run off without me. Close this, go to the system tray, kill it. Good. Right. The new diagnosis test tells me it has passed. We can connect to the open router provider. However, there is still no list, and when we press refresh list button, it seems to disrupt the connection, which is all total nonsense, by the way, because there's never been a disruption to the connection. The connection is not being disrupted. We can investigate why the model list is not populating, and we can set, right, I need to just grab the thing. Oi. We can set that as the default. No, not 4 million. Jesus, it's going to spit out like just the normal one. Yeah, just the normal one. So take away the end there. Yeah, we can set as a fallback default if the list cannot. As a fallback default if the list cannot fill. I hate the word. That's not the right word, man. Populate. Okay, so hopefully we get a way to proceed one way or another. My goodness. So anyway, we're going to let him code away and see what it says here. So it says here that not financial advice, guys. So good. Of course he had to say that. The conclusion is that it's a decision that requires careful consideration. And then he says a bunch of stuff, a bunch of financial speak. So he doesn't actually tell you yes or no. Kind of funny. You know. I mean, how long will it whatever. Bing. Share gone. So how are we doing over here? He's getting ready to do some work. That's what I like to see. Oh, why is it falling back to that one? I said fall back to Claude 4. Huh? I said specifically fall back to let me just double check that that's not spelled differently. I'm pretty sure it is just there, Claude Sonnet 4. He's trying to fall back to that one or that one, which is no. You do this one. Amend the plan accordingly. In his training data, he has it already, you see, to say that. So there's a bias to the old model. Oi, do the new one. Let me see this. Automatically add that. Good. What does he have to say about it? You're right. Sorry, I'll do the new one. Funny guy, isn't he? So hopefully in that way, if your API key is correct and for some reason you can't load the model list, at least you get Sonnet 4 by default, which is fine as far as I'm concerned, because I can at least test it, you know. That's the plan. Investing in Bitcoin, a decision that requires careful consideration. All right. Should I start a career in politics? The answer is obviously no. But some people, you might decide that's for you. Do you have a passion for public services? Are you motivated by desire to address important issues? Do you have a degree in political science, law, history, economics, or other related field? Yeah, because that's it. They need degrees. That was always the, if only the people in government had more degrees. I've never heard anyone say that. Interesting. I don't know. I like to do things backwards. So like my reverse logic would be like, and why is that a requirement? Does that mean that they're more qualified? I guess it does. There's our fallback. Here's what the problem is. We got snake case versus camel case versus Pascal case again. Do you guys remember, long-time viewers will remember, when we did a big thing about this because none of the big LLMs could tell the difference and were constantly messing this up? And the fact that he even came out with this answer tells me that was addressed. That was addressed. We've talked about this before in the past. Different systems prefer different setups for naming conventions, and it causes absolute hell across a large code base, especially when you're mixing TypeScript, HTML, JavaScript, and Python. You'd even have one with dashes as well. I forget what they call that one. One that's all lowercase. Snake case is lowercase with an underscore. Camel case, the second word is a capitalization, and Pascal, every word is capitalized for the first letter. It's like funny little nuances about how the code actually reads stuff and safe. So how are we doing? Build it, build it, build it. See, I was hoping that it would just work and I'd be able to just make the what's it called? What's that? It was a solid snake stream. Oh my god, secret snack. Snack? Sneaky snack? It didn't mention snake case. Yeah. Maybe we haven't got any snake case in this particular project. It's probably what it is. So we're going to .NET run. Huh. Come on, open. Open. Right, let's see what we get now. Open router using fallback model. Yes. Okay, so maybe. Test it. Refresh it. Diagnose it. I mean, it's all good, right? Okay, so let's try it out. Shift F2. This is a test to see if it works. I don't think it's working. Wait, last transcription. It looks like it's working. Yes, it works. I love it when a plan comes together. Something's not right with the that was the next thing on the list, wasn't it? Yes, that's the next thing. So it does work, but you can't pick the model list. It's so annoying, isn't it? So it does work. It works. It does work. Latest transcription. Looks like it's working. How can I assist you? So it's doing it. So let's just give it a more practical thing. Give me 3 examples of fruit. Here are 3 examples of fruit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, hang on. I want to do something even sillier. Someone just said I suck. Give me 3 cutting responses for my reply. Which one is it going to be? Who's it going to be? I bet it didn't work that time. Oh! Oh, I know you're looking for witty comebacks, but I'd rather not. Oh, here we go. He's trying to nanny me. Well, that's one way to fish for compliments. Thanks for the honesty, but I think I'll form my own opinion. If you say so, but I've heard worse self-reviews. It's terrible. Let's see if he can be a chatty. Let's see if there's a chat here. I don't know if it's a new convo every time. Okay. Make the responses funnier. I don't know if it's going to work because I don't know if it's actually a chat. It might not be. Yeah, now we need to get the sound fixed. Yeah, exactly. Paste. I'll add more. No, it's not. Look, it's not. See that? He didn't know what the last chat was. He didn't know what the last chat was. So it's not a conversation. So that means there's room to add a chat mode where you can have him just sit there in the background and be a chat as well. You know what I mean? So you can like have a rolling convo and stuff. So there's actually room for that. So it is a one-shot tool. You get one shot. So I'm going to say, give me a comma-separated list of science fiction aesthetical style names. There's a good one. I didn't even say how many I want. Oh, science fiction or statistical style names. Really? Oh, he's just made them up. I want real ones. Give me a comma-separated list of 20 aesthetical styles which are real and exist and are associated with the genre of science fiction. I think MC Twig and Berries just said it can add a history function. Because this doesn't really have a UI, it's just logging everything as text files in a folder somewhere. So I might be able to make it more obvious where those folders are, like a button to open the path or something, like open recordings. But yeah. Okay. There we go. Cyberpunk, steampunk, dieselpunk, atompunk, biopunk, nanopunk, solarpunk, retrofuturism, brutalism, minimal... Dude, this is actually crazy. Because it's like, oh, I just had an idea. Give me a list of stuff to do with that. Done. No... Opening the thing, start it up, close this, close that, alt tab, copy paste. All of that stuff can break the flow. So I'm just trying to make it a hotkey, like a text, like a push to talk, push to chat, you know, push to LLM. So yeah, this is actually super sick. I need to get it to build, but there's still a problem. Here are 20 real. It works. I'm so happy. It's perfect. It's beautiful in every way. Like Immortan Joe's latest child. So what I think I want to do is fix the audio thing now. And then we need to get the hotkey tab and it's done. Donezo. So go into plan. I always go into plan mode before I kill the app. Because when I kill the app, it's going to immediately rattle off into whatever else it was doing. But it has finished. Yeah. So it's probably just going to be like telling me what a good job it did. And I'd rather save the tokens actually. So how about I say new chat, because we don't need all of this, because it was a different thing. It works. Let's not break it. First thing as well, actually, just the most important thing, I should have done this immediately. So just anywhere, it doesn't matter. Come back up to here, back up again. Right, we're just going to compress the entire thing. Thankfully, these aren't that big, right? When you're doing development with .NET, it's only a 73 megabyte. It's not like hundreds and hundreds, you know, like if you're doing Python, you might have Torch in there and it go into gigabytes. But yeah, so we're going to do a thing here where I'm just going to say it's actually v3.0.0.1. Okay, that's where we're at, and then we continue. Literally, just so I got somewhere to go back to, because I know there's like a checkpointing system built into all of these things, but I don't trust it, so I like to have my own redundancy in case everything gets, you know, through the fan, as they like to say. That's a pretty good album. Anyway, where's my microphone? Bring it over here. Fernicar says, note to self, testing several rewording LLM models. and you can pass any context, fake one or valid. They will look similar from LLM eyes. Yeah, see, I wanted to do it with one button, but I realized that I didn't want to do a stupid thing like have it I just wanted to have it clearly be transcription with one key, some kind of prompt function with another key. You could have other keys for other functions. It's clearly extendable as hell. But I'm going to put the full source up for this one. I think it's a really cool function, a really cool tool. But I want to get the exe built before we get there. So that's why we backed it up. Let's get that audio path. So it's not saving. We have recently introduced a QOL feature that allows the user to set a custom sound effect which is used for the audio notification when the system has filled the copy paste buffer with the new response, or with new text. Okay. This path does not seem to save, and we cannot hear the notification playing. It may be it may be disabling itself, as the preferences may not be saved correctly. We can investigate the audio being reset or not saved. Yeah, I might be going a bit too hot on what I think it is there, but if I'm right, he'll fix it. If I'm wrong, then just do another prompt. But yeah, the history function is a cool idea. It might be worth putting, I think, like a button, because you saw the menu. It does have one, but I think it's cooked, so it's like another thing I've got to fix. Like, did you remember we opened up a dialogue and it had like a full-on like UI with all entries and details, but everything was empty? So I think it's got a system for that, but it just is fried. It's probably something with snake case. That's what it always is. Snake case. I'm trying to think, is there something else? Ooh, well, I should just wait. See, I want to get this on the laptop. See, because this is the thing. I want these tools as much as I'm not just releasing them to, like, I don't even know. I released them because I made them for me, and I know other people will benefit. I'm not trying to sell these tools. So it's like, use them, fork them, make them better. And again, I actually think this entire system is kind of a little bit outdated now, because we've gotten to version 3 8 months later, so it's not even been 9 months. And let's be honest, do we really need Whisper? Do we really use Whisper still? I don't think we do, guys. I think we use something smaller than Whisper now. But actually, when I think about it, I'm not really sure what the best alternative is. There are so many. Because there are even ones which can talk and listen in the same model now. So surely it makes sense to just rebuild the app for that. Because then it's got the option of talking back as well. Do you know what I mean? Built in. You don't need 2 different models. You just have the same model doing both. But my goal isn't... I've got a different project called Speak to Me, which is this model with a TTS attached so it can speak back. But the thing is, it's like... even that actually needs to be completely redesigned, because, again, if we were going to use an LLM which is able to do transcription and text-to-speech end-to-end, all in one, what am I using Whisper for? You know? I think just because it's easy to build, because it's so well developed, you know. It's probably just because of that. It's easy to build with. Okay, would you like me to proceed? So let me see what he actually thought was wrong with it. I'm always interested to see what he thinks is wrong. So, missing event... Okay, so there's a missing event slider for volume. I don't know how the volume would break it, but audio notifications are loaded correctly, but the current implementation doesn't capture changes before saving. So it was saving blank. That's great. It probably saves when the page loads, not on change. Volume slider lacks the volume changed event handler. So that, yeah, that's what it is. The value changed event handler. Because obviously then if you change it, it doesn't know, so it doesn't save. But then again, I think I clicked save anyway, and it still didn't work. So he wants to do all that. We'll let him do all that. We'll let him do it all. Do it all. Okay. Another tool, just while I've got your attention, the other thing which I am using all the time is my hotkey folder manager. Now, it actually has up to 8 keys, but I use the top row for other stuff. So I have Comfy UI, my model path, because it's not in Comfy UI, it's like a symlink folder somewhere else. I got my outputs, because I just find it's quicker, like, just zoom around nodes. I'm always having to open these folders again and again and again. Tools is where all my projects currently are, and then the NAS is like a network location just to show it can do that. And these are actually like the bottom keys on the keyboard, funnily enough. It's got config support and stuff, so you can back it up. But basically, it's like you hit this button, it does Control-Alt-1, and then opens up the Comfy folder. Because, like I said, you've seen me on stream. I go absolutely bananas trying to find these all the time. And so I've got an external, 8-piece keyboard. Just an external 8-key. Couple of custom keys on there. And like I said, what's it called? The one that we're working on now, he's got his own key. And I put a paste key next to it. So I just hold that and hit paste. So quick. So you just got 2 keys done. So the whole goal here is basically I got another fancy key. You get the custom keys. Love it. Love it. Brilliant. Anyway, you get the custom key for this. So then we'll have like a green key and a red key. Oh, dude, it's so funny. But yeah, basically we've got like a little thing going on here. Pull up any folder you want, transcript anything you say, put that into anything you want, blah 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 blah. It's good stuff. And this, I think, extends it quite a bit. .NET build. Oh, you're not doing it right, my guy. You got to say the name of the project. You got to use the name. Can't use and. How did he make it? How did he do it? He did it. How did he do it? You can't use and. Anyway, he did it somehow. It's like it's the one situation where you actually can do it. Apolloni says, when you only have the use of one hand to type, this tool is a godsend. Yeah, I think so. And like more importantly, you don't have to be alt-tabbing all the time. And also, if you're using like what's it called, remote desktop, you can still paste into a remote desktop. So there's a lot of cool places this can be used, and it's inobtrusive because it's like it just sits there in the system tray in the bottom right by the clock. It's all built in .NET. It's the only reason that I did the API for the first time around, by the way, because obviously the API implementation is like super lightweight. You don't really need anything. Olama is kind of similar, but sometimes you have to install Olama, and I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, what happened? The build succeeded, Now let me enhance validation to ensure... What? Look at this. Let me enhance the validation for audio notification to ensure they're properly validated before saving. I love it. The wording. It's like it's echoing him. He echoes himself. It's like poetry. So we got 16 warnings. My God. Most of it is possible null. It's all null pointers. That's okay. That's actually going back in my history quite like 10 years, maybe 12 years now. The null pointer is strong with this one. It's all good. It's all good. It's basically divide by 0 because you got an empty reference. It's stupid. You know, but yeah. So I can see that all the UI is done. Now let me improve the thing. Cool. He's going to improve the thing. Now let me get some stuff up on the screen for you guys real quick. Oh yeah! Dude. We were just talking about this. It's that button. I do love it. Straight in. Redux. Let's see. Compares. I think we already looked at these. So what I'll do is instead we'll just put the eye to eyes up. Yes. I got to check the plumbing real quick. BRB. And I'm back. Cool though. It's a bit overdone in a few places I found, but it's getting there. It was an interesting project. It's obviously not finished. The Empire illustration. The joke is I only need to make like 3 covers, so I've definitely overdone it. But we could probably go and do a little bit more than that. Is the idea. You know, a more dynamic illustration model can be a universe engine rather than just a clothes, what's it called, virtual try-on, you know what I mean? It can be a bit more than just virtual try-on with a bit of creative input. Dragon says being able to surf the web with one hand is a critical skill. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's move this down. Are we running yet? No. Still not running. He's still building. I'm loving this 1 million context business though. Seems okay. It might. Did he go on a bit with the last fix? I feel like he was slower. Well, look, the proof's going to be in the pudding, because if he can't do it, that's a problem. It's easy for me to just go back to the last zip file and just keep going from where I was at, so it doesn't make any skin off my nose. But it would be, because don't you find that it's all reputation based now? Like, there's a lot of confidence going on here, yeah? So like, oh, I'm on the OpenAI team and ChatGPT is the best. Oh, I'm on the Quen or the Llama or the Claude or the Gemini team. There's a lot of team stuff going on. I don't think it's healthy, because we're a research community. There is no winner. It's like saying, well, there could be a winner today, but that doesn't make them the winner tomorrow automatically. You know, new models come out all the time. Gets harder and harder to actually rate them. Like, I tend to rate things by how they perform when you give it a task. I don't care what the bar chart says. If it can't do the job, it's not even in the chart. You see what I mean? So I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit more practical when it comes to the assessment. And obviously I can't test everything. Ah, we're running. Okay, let's have a look at this version. So hotkey, audio, whisper, open router, audio. Browse, Bing, 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 Bing. Oh. See, the enable audio notifications is unchecking itself, and I don't see. See, it's not saved. You massive. This is why it might be a. See, the thing is, how did they get 1 million? Did they get it by reducing attention by a factor of 4 or factor of 5? Because the thing is, you can have a 200 context window, and then you can reduce attention by a factor of 5, and now you've got a 1 million context window. But it's not real. It's skim reading. You know what I mean? I can get a book and just flick through it, and my brain will recognize words, but that doesn't mean it's anywhere comparable to actually reading the book, right? So I do worry about models skim reading, because that would break a lot of stuff. A lot of programming logic, system prompts, retrieval augmented generation, all that stuff goes out the window if your LLMs suddenly don't read the input anymore. They just I just picked out the bit I thought was... That's a problem. Could break the whole thing, actually. But hey, I don't know what they've done. Maybe it really is a real 1 million, you know? Let's look at this. We're at 106,000 tokens. Okay, well, anyway. So yeah, we pick our Bing. It works. We save it. And then I'm going to do a normal one. So test 1 2 3. It should come up here saying test. Oh my god, it made the sound. Okay, cool. And then so maybe me opening settings is what's deleting the thing. Weird, isn't it? So shift F2. Tell me a story about a duck in less than 30 words. Took a little bit longer, but it did it. Daisy the duck loved puddle jumping after rainstorms. One day, she discovered her favourite puddle had become a magical portal. She dove in and found herself in a land where all the puddles were made of chocolate milk. There it is. I call it speech prompt to paste, but it's just voice control for Open Router. That's all it really is. But it's push to talk, though. So push to prompt, I guess you could call it. It's kind of hard to say it, you know, push to talk, whatever. It's Careless Whisper. That's what it is. Careless. So, yeah, we're not doing that with prompt. So it actually works great. So what was the issue? So when I click open settings, it reset it. See, debugging is fun, right? Can you tell I do a lot of QA? Tell me more. Oh, it kept the save even though it's not there. Oh, that means you can tell people to ignore it. It's only empty. That's funny. But that means every time you open the No, wait. I open the settings. It was empty, but I didn't change it. Is it still working, though? Oh, boy. So it is working. It's just the UI isn't actually showing the path in the field. I don't care about that. If the function is there, I don't care about that right now. I'm trying to get it to work. So that's a success. That's a success. Right, now where's the other thing that we were looking at? Because that's a stretch goal now. Transcription history, see? There's nothing there. Do you know what I mean? It's got 102 entries and they're all empty. But there is a transcription history here. So I bet I could just fix this and then it's actually going to tell you. It's even got metadata and everything. Interesting. So it's like you know how it is. It's like splatter blasted development. All right, that's another one checked for $1. For $1 we fixed that. So that's that one done. The models is done. Second hotkey missing, so we don't have the hotkey. We can't define what that second hotkey combination is. So that's the last thing. Okay, in our app, there is a tab in the settings menu. Man, I miss having the thing actually running though. Oh wait, it is running. Quick. In our settings menu, there is a tab called hotkey, and there's no second hotkey. We need to add one in the same style as the hotkey entry so that we can actually remap. The user needs to be able to change the key. Wasn't that an award-winning prompt? Hockey. There's a tab called hockey. Yes, that's correct. It's called hockey, everyone. Oh, mate. Hotkey. He kept saying hockey. Other than that, in the settings menu, there's a tab called hotkey, and there is no second hotkey option available. We need to add a second hotkey entry field. A second custom hotkey entry field in the same style as the first hotkey entry, so that we can actually remap keys. Full stop. The user needs to be able to change the new key. Hotkey. Said hotkey like 6 times. Super obsessed with the hotkey. All right. So anyway, there was something else that we identified there, wasn't there? I've almost forgotten what it was. There was another thing. Wasn't the hotkey? Ah, yeah. The transcription history. Right, I need to shut it down. So it's called transcription history. All right. We have a transcription history. It doesn't work. We can investigate. So after we get past this one, because it might take a couple of goes to get past this one, but once we get past this one, I'll go for a stretch. You know what I mean? See if we can fix the transcription log. Because like I said, it's a great feature and I honestly forgot about it. So thank you for bringing that back up. Let's see what people are saying. MC Twig and Berries, according to Gemini, QuenVL can do it. That is what it suggested for my project. Apolloni said, yeah, we've read that actually, and Dragon read that, and Apolloni, I'd buy that for $1. Yes. And that's the thing, I was actually thinking that it does get to a point with some of this stuff where you can think, like, I've probably got about 10 or maybe 12 tools like this. You know, obviously they're all free and they will remain free and I won't ever take them down, but there may be some premium featured, gold standard, you know, I might push the boat out and make some fancy versions that you can buy, because I want to bring shareware back. I think shareware needs to come back in like a major way. I'm just saying, You know, so it's like, oh, you get a 30-day trial that actually lasts forever, but you can buy it if you want. I think that's going to come back. You know, in a way, it never even went anywhere, but I just think it's more of a practical model for vibe developers, I guess, for lack of a context developers, whatever they call them now. So let's have a look and see what's going on here. Hotkeys tab shows one key. However, there's two hotkeys. Push to talk key is F1. LLM prompt key is Shift F2. Marked new but not exposed. UI is missing the second field, so we just need to add some extra fields. So add a hotkey input, include a text box, clear button and labels, style it consistently, update the settings, C#. See, this is the funny thing. The thing that nobody notices, up until now we've been doing JavaScript dev, HTML dev, a little bit of TypeScript dev, and some Python, right? We've done all of those things. Those are the main things, right? But the thing about .NET is it's actually running in C#. And that doesn't sound like, oh wow, it's just another language. But there are some advantages to writing in C#. And so the point is, we're proving here, you're not limited to the common languages. You can start getting into some of the more interesting ones. I will admit that some forms of C you're going to need to have the custom compiler, but VS Code makes it easier than it's ever been. Sometimes it's an absolute pig to get a compiler running. But we'll talk about how this... Yeah, do you know what? That's a whole other conversation. Because sometimes you could say that this entire generation of AI is just a mega compiler. But that's another conversation for another day. So, let's go. So yeah, it's going to mirror the existing, basically duplicate what we have, make two, go. This should be straightforward. Shareware required tech to be less developed. Yeah, I agree. Shareware turned into spyware. I think all software is spyware, really. I don't think that's a whole separate issue. That's like a development ethics type thing. That's a whole other conversation. The thing about shareware, like look at WinZip or 7-Zip, or actually WinZip's the best example, right? A lot of people had WinZip. Eventually the zip format's built into Windows, so it kind of goes away, but you can still get it. Sometimes it's useful if you want to make installers, for example, so you get a self-extracting exe installation. Well, it's quite interesting, but what I'm trying to say is it's like shareware gave you the ability to self-develop software and then self-publish and self-license and do all of that legally within a legal framework. So you could say, okay, I'm going to let you use it for 30 days. There's a timer on here, and the timer doesn't really do anything. But a lot of people will pay. They say nowadays they use Patreon, buy coffee, tip dev. Yeah, I agree. Donation stuff is interesting, but donations only scale when you have like a massive audience, and not everybody is a big influencer, you see? So it's like a highly competitive space. So, you know, the whole dream of Patreons is, it's cool. You can get paid on Patreon, but what happens when they remove your Patreon? You get rugged, man. I know loads of people that built up Patreons that were worth like 1,000 to 4,000 a month, which is basically better than a job. You know, it's better than having most jobs. So it's a good idea, but it's too many eggs in one basket, see? But yeah, like I said, like if you had a piece of software which was on millions of computers, there's a percentage chance that some of them are going to buy it. And when you're looking at the numbers, that's how they, you know what I mean? That's how that works. But now what happens is it's more of a tight squeeze, because say, for example, I was going to try and make 1,000 a month off of you guys. That's the influencer thing, yeah? So what, am I going to sell you a book every month? Probably. But do you see how that's squeezing the audience big time? That means your best audience is paying for everything. Whereas before, there wasn't an audience. It was just a good product, and it sells itself. So in a way, it's like people end up getting squeezed for hype. There isn't even a product yet. Oh yeah, we're gonna make it soon, guys. How many communities are that? We're gonna make it soon. It's coming soon. Everyone donate to the project. Yeah. Regardless of whether it was good or bad, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying that's the new model. So now you've got infinite development, where things are never finished, stays in alpha forever, versus the old model, which was I'll release half my product for free, and you can pay if you want the full features. That's what it used to be. So at least you could actually buy the full product. Now you get like, oh, we'll sell you the video game for $100, and there's 5 DLCs that we're going to release over the next 2 years in like a strategy. And if you don't get the new DLC, we nerf everything that's in the game, so you're going to have a bad time. And you know, so you actually buy like a 10% of the full game now. And that's a big budget product, right? Before it was like, you know, one guy in his bedroom made WinZip or whatever. Yeah, shareware to use forever, exactly, yeah. And when I think about Vibe stuff, it's like what I do is I release all my stuff open source. So if you want to fork my stuff and build something on top of it, go for it. That's why I put it out, you know? I want people to fork my stuff and make it better, because that's part of the community spirit, right? If I wanted to, like, sell something, it wouldn't be on GitHub. It wouldn't be on GitHub. You know, if I was trying to make money, like, I appreciate there's people on GitHub making money. That's not the point. Careless Whisper must have your webpage ads. See, that's what I'm saying. There you go, Fernica. Like, so in other words, like every sort of, so instead of allowing a custom, so here's how you do it. I'll tell you how you do it right now. You make Careless Whisper shareware, so it's free forever, but it says Careless Whisper scuffedepoch.com every time you do a thing. Unless you pay, and then I'll let you choose your own audio file. So it's literally just an annoyance. And we do it with like an encrypted online file, so all you can do is you can block it, but you can't change it. It's dumb. Do you see? Annoyance. You just annoy people. Yeah, you put the radio ad in there, so every you know, or even better, you program it so that on the free version, every 10 transcriptions, it just prints out. You actually paste an ad that says you can buy this tool by going to this website. That's annoying. So that's how they used to do it. Frustration features that would make you buy, like, you know, banners and ads are another good one. The ad isn't really making the money. It's the fact that people will pay to get rid of it makes the money. Obviously, if you've got like 100 million users, then ads do make money, but most people don't have the users to actually make money off of ads. That's just the truth. Because you need like millions of impressions. If you don't have 1 million users, you're not even going to make $1, are you? So, whoa, I got 1 million users a day. Wow, that's $360 a year. Better quit your job. Yeah. The announcer of the radio. And exactly how YouTube works right now, says Apolloni. Don Tommaso, most companies goes free nowadays and earns zillions on microtransactions. That's the other one as well. You put a bunch of upgrades in there. You can have a Mexican pack which goes, it is ready, or something every time. That was a bit not Mexican, but you know what I'm saying. That was more like Russian. But my point I'm trying to make is, yeah, you put in a bunch of like crap which you can like, skins. We put skins in. You can get limited edition skin for the app that hasn't got a UI. Flex on your friends with the gold skin. Dragon says, I would make an app that asks you what your phobia is as you install, and then the nags would be that. Yeah. What are you afraid of? And then it's like pop-ups with that all the time, unless you buy it. It's like schizo, psyop, marketeering. Winamp skins. Yeah, there were premium Winamp skins, and you could buy them. That was a thing. It was a big thing. Yeah. Winamp was huge because it was free, but there were upgrades. Plugins were my favorite. All the different plugins for like mixing and stuff. You could get all kinds of different scripts. Very cool. Right, let's see if we got this feature. Oh, it's still compiling, huh? He's kept me waiting. He says he's completed the build, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Oi, stop stealing my thing. Wait, what? Why does he want to build it again? Oh boy. He wants to build again. Why does he want to build again? 4 warnings. Wow, it's less warnings than the last time, guys. Okay, and then he's happy. Right, so now we can do the run. Let's see how it goes. Instant crash. No! That's the biggest fear with the vibe coding, because it does quickly get beyond what you could do on your own. Let's be real. Okay, so we got that. Hotkeys. Yes, we can change it. So I'm going to change it to just F2. Clear. And then F2. Save it. Okay. Testing the transcription. Oh, the Bing's gone. It might be that the dev build doesn't actually have the ability to save, but it should do. So he lost the Bing noise there. That's a bit worrying. Okay. Give me 5 random fruit. Nope. 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 Still waiting. Nope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, wait. It didn't change. The binding didn't change. Give me 4 random fruit. If it works. Damn it. So when we changed the binding, it didn't actually change. They didn't actually change. That's annoying. Okay. I know what to do, though. But no, wait a minute. But the dialogue is there. And it does actually work. I'll worry about customization later. There's a core feature we need to address first. So don't worry about that. 77 cents to get a little bit of UI added. Do you know what's funny? I can remember back when I was in college, we used to actually do this in a UI editor from Microsoft. So it'd be like, oh, I need to open up a new thing and add the field and stuff. And it was all really cobbled together. But now you just do it all with code. It's just fun. It just makes me... It's kind of cool. I just think it's cool. So yeah, what I reckon, visualization was the big one for Winamp. Visualization. I mean, we've obviously done a bunch of stuff like creating comfy nodes for that. That's, we've got comfy nodes for the Winamp visualizers for audio. You can find them in the DJZ nodes pack if you're into that. But yeah, interesting stuff like milk drop and all that. I think they more or less work. Not as good as the originals though. It does make you wonder, why is it worse than 20 years ago on Windows, whatever it was, Windows XP was better at it. Like, new computers lag the hell out. And you're like, what is this? I'm supposed to be like on a NASA mega machine here, and it's lagging out with Winamp visualization, essentially. You know what I mean? So it's whatever, right? Anyway, we have a feature in this app which is called the transcription history. Transcription history, which has its own UI with Investigator? I don't know. Its own UI which displays transcriptions and metadata. It is currently empty and does not show any of the transcriptions we have logged. We can investigate with a view to restoring this feature. It's probably been dead for ages. I don't remember it. I don't even remember the last time I clicked on it. Drift, do you have lots of light pollution? Mega aurora tonight. You might want to take your cameras out. Okay. I got a 360 camera. I can put that on a pole and stick it outside. What else could I do? I got the DSLR, but I don't have... Do I have a long... I do have a long lens. Because you need to get a narrow field of view to get the best look at those auroras. Really. Like if you get like a big wide angle of the sky, it can be okay, but the light levels can be an issue. I can mess around with long exposure maybe. Also, my next door neighbour, their dog, he's funny. He just barks at anything. It's funny. I'm like in my house. I dropped something. Not even that. Not even dropping something. I was like, and he's like, ah! Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, they only moved in not so long ago. They're a friendly bunch. But it's just funny. The dog is like clearly used to having a lot more room. And he seems to think that my drive is his garden. You know what I mean? So every time I show up, every time I get home, ah! Like they put a fence up, but I think he just saw it as a challenge to see how far he could climb. Ah, Mr. Lietos no Latviges. Is your mindset a weapon? If it isn't, it should be. It's the only weapon you have, guys. The only weapon you have. I said that before with Patience. But the album came out already. It's been out for like a week. Did you hear it yet? It's up on Spotify, link in the description. Don't forget to like the stream, by the way, guys. We're nearly done here. Okay, this one will be a good one because it's potentially dead. So look at this. The system used a JSON-L based logging approach where transcripts are stored in JSON-L and the UI reads from this. Based on my investigation, there's several potential reasons why transcription history might be empty. Number 1, logging is disabled. Yeah, that's a good one. Log file missing. The files might not exist. Yeah. Logging errors. There could be errors. File reading. Settings, file issues. Settings might not be loaded. Well, yeah. I think we do have a bit of a ropey settings menu. So he's going to go ahead and do all that stuff. But I want to see, like, what the heck? That's not where they are. Let's just do a little bit of a scout, shall we? Let's have a look for ourselves here. What do we got? Nothing. But there's nothing there. But there's nothing there. So it doesn't exist. Oh, wait a minute. What if the path is just bogus? No, it's not that. What about... Oh. I found it. You spelunky. So, Careless Whisper. It's not the right path. He doesn't even know where his logs are. I find it funny because the code tells him where to save the logs, but he still doesn't know where they are. So yeah, Careless Whisper V2 /logs/transcriptions is where he thinks they are, but they're actually in Careless Whisper transcriptions, and then the date, and then whoops. Okay. Right. The path to the logs is, or a path, a valid example of the path to a log file, to a collection of log files, bracket, subfolders by date is this. You robotic buffoon. There we go. We can amend the plan to include fixing fixing these paths, which may restore the functionality. Because it's like having a gallery looking in completely the wrong folder. There aren't any images where it's looking, so of course it's empty. It's not even looking in the right place. You know, if I say to you, what's in the fridge, and you look in, I don't know, a shoe cupboard, you're not going to find any food. You're going to be like, well, it's shoes. No food, though. So, yeah, this is all it is. Perfect. There's a clear path mismatch. Logging expects where they are. So, current system expects a single file, which is here. But actually, they're in date organized folders. Updated solution. Use the correct path base. Change from logs to transcriptions. Support date-based organization. Modify to read from date-based subfolders instead of a single file. Maintain back compatibility. We do not need to. Why would I want to do both formats? We do not need to support both formats, as the old or the current system must be adjusted to work with the logs we have created. And do you know what? I'm not going to say that. He's just going to get confused, because what I'm saying is, it's like, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to put a tie around the one we got. So modify transcription logger to use the date-based. Migrate to sync. I don't want to migrate. He's going to do option A, thank God. I'd already hit act. Alright. He's going to do what I want anyway. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, it's the logical path. It's the logical path to best solution. So. And I think that would be the last major feature that's blocking the release of the version 3. So then we have two questions. Number one, could I use something other than Whisper, which would be a complete rewrite? Do you know what I mean? It's effectively a different. It wouldn't be called Careless Whisper anymore. It'd be called Careless Parrot, or whatever the hell, you know, the new model is. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them. We've looked at a few of them recently. But they're like everything. They keep coming out. So, what else? What else? What else? Oh, yeah. And then, of course, the Olama bridge. The Olama. Because we do like to use our local models for free. Because, to be honest, you know, this doesn't cost a lot. Because you've got to think. When you're using an LLM, it gets expensive when you're generating lots and lots of long text. But if I'm just saying to LLM, oh, give me an example of 10 car manufacturers, and is tuned to only give me a list of 10 things, it's cheap as chips. It barely even registers as a charge. You know, there is a charge, but it barely even registers because it's so small. It's like one, give me one, because that's how we're using it, you know. But obviously, if you wanted to be like, generate me a story, and then just paste it, Yeah, it would work. but that's not what it's meant for, you know. That would be like trying to dig through the wall with a spoon. It'll work, but it's not what it was meant for. You might end up with a blunt spoon and it taking forever. Why does he want to build again? Close it. Build it, build it, build it, build it. Implement caching to reduce API calls. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, MC Twig. The thing is, what are we caching? I don't know. Like, if I'm doing the same job over and over again, caching's gonna help. But if I'm doing, like, a different thing every time, I don't know what we're caching that's gonna save. Prompt caching is already implemented on the Sonnet server side, which is kind of why I like Sonnet 4 so much. So they do a bunch of stuff on their side. What I do think a chat mode would be nice. So chat to paste or chat with paste. So you speak to it and then its responses come to your paste buffer, but it remembers a response chain. I think that would be kind of cool. And then caching would be useful. Because it's like, you know, it caches the conversation, right? So that's what it's caching, and it would reduce API calls. But I suppose it depends what you're trying to do, doesn't it? But ultimately, I would like this to be free. Obviously, you can't use the latest models for free, so we're putting the API in there as an option for people that want to have like a premium solution. I think caching would be something we'd have to implement ourselves for the Olama, though. So there is scope for it when you want to use a local model. I'm more interested in trying to get it working with Vision next, to be honest, rather than trying to make it more efficient. I'm trying to go for basic foundational features instead, because I think... You know, you've all seen screen grabbers, right? Where you drag a box on the screen and then it takes a screenshot of that. I'm thinking if you had a third feature where you have a hotkey to take a screenshot and then it will describe the screenshot. You know what I mean? So then you have like a little bit of vision ability there now to play with. But I don't know, because the thing is, like, speech to paste is a super simple thing. You hit a button, you say the thing, it gives you what you said. The speech prompt to paste is just as easy. You hit a different button or, you know, modification of the button, and it's going to prompt an LLM that you've already preset, right? So that's easy too. But as soon as you start doing more involved stuff, it kind of turns into a different beast, and then maybe you should probably just do that, you know? It's a bit like how I'm planning to update Speak to Me next, but it will likely drop Whisper and the current TTS choice in favor of an end-to-end all-in-one choice. But I don't even... Because the trouble is, you've got to run it all. Yeah. You gotta run it all. Are we good or what? It seems like endless building. Let's have a look at this then, shall we? Okay. How's it looking on the transcription history? I mean, we could try it out and see what happens. Hello, I'm maybe a new log in the transcription history, maybe. Whoa, hello, I'm maybe a new log in the transcription history. Yep, that's me. Where is it? Not good. Doesn't look like it works. Oh well. It doesn't work! Right. But the main features do work. So now it's just a little bit of polish. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Feature creep has been a problem for my project. Yeah, big time. It's very easy to fall into the trap of creating a Swiss Army knife when what you should have done was make a tool set. So make a knife and a fork and a pair of scissors, you know. And that's one of the number one you know, is try not to put it all, yeah. And then also set a goal and be like for example, right now, yeah, I could be here going, no, I need to continuously do this all night. We have achieved our objectives. The things I wanted to do are done. We even did the stretch goal, which was to try and look into the transcription history. I've got a lead on why it doesn't work, but it doesn't work. So it's going to take more time. And then you have to take the judgment, the value judgment. You know, it would actually be easier to get rid of the feature because no one even knows it exists anyway. Instead of spending a load of time on trying to fix something that you probably didn't even know if it ever worked. Because it might be easier to remove it and make a new one. It's probably quicker to just remove and remake or something like this. I mean specifically the transcription history is what I'm talking about. Also, regarding a lot of the memory issues with the menus, if it works and there's a UI glitch, that's less important than if the UI appears to work and it doesn't work. I would rather have it actually working than a little UI glitch. I'll forgive you that sort of stuff because it's an open source project, you know. I respect the fact that you've probably developed this in a day and then given it away for me to muck around with, right? If I had to pay for it, I expect it to be good and not me having to bugger about with it, you know. But it's just like a sliding ruler of expectation, isn't it? You know, if it was free and it's made by one guy, you'll be a lot more forgiving than if it's a bunch of billionaires going on about how great they are. You see what I mean? But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to continue with this. I wouldn't be surprised if V3 is the last Careless Whisper, so it's going to be nice and stable, even though, you know, it's a little bit sketchy in places. Like I said, I don't like the whole, oh, you go in the menu and it looks like you got to do it again, but actually you don't, but you do. It's kind of sketchy. So I might end up fixing that in like a 3.0.1 or whatever, you know, sort of like a subversion. But I think that there won't be a Careless Whisper V4. It'll probably just go to just Careless. I just go Careless and then use end-to-end speech transcription all in one. That's what I want to do. But I'll test that out with the next speech, the next Speak to Me version, because that's kind of more aligned, you know what I mean? And also, it might turn out that it's more efficient just to use a more updated transcription model and forget the speech stuff, because again, Speak to Me exists. So see, you don't need, you know, the feature creep. It's like I want to do the thing, and it's tempting to just put it in the thing I've already made. But really, the proper thing is to make a new thing that focuses on what you really want to do. Leave the thing alone that already works. Make a new thing fresh. It's cleaner. And you've got more stuff in your portfolio to point at. So it's like winners all round. You can't, you know, you win on both sides that way. So there it is, guys. Probably going to have some more vibe coding tomorrow. Definitely more writing tomorrow. What I'll do is I'll switch from the coding to the writing at the halfway point. But we will be starting tomorrow at 8 p.m. So again, thank you all for joining me. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And I'll see you next time.